I'm pretty sure you have a friend who's always asking, hey, do you have an extra pen? I forgot to bring mine. I've asked that single question probably more than any other question I've asked in school. And luckily, there's always a nice, sweet person who carries an extra pen who gives it to you. Now, you look at this happening, guys like me, and then you decide that you have an idea, a business idea. So you say that I'm going to buy a few extra pens and keep them. You're going to buy a few pens and keep them. And when one of us needs it, you're going to sell it to us. So let's say you bought the pen for 10 rupees and you keep them with you. And then when one day when we need that pen, you say, hey, here it is. And you can have it though for 12 rupees. 12 rupees. And you say that, I went to the shop, I did all this work, so I need these extra 2 rupees and we need the pen. So let's say we buy it. So what you've done here is buy it at 10 rupees. So the price you bought it has another name. It's the cost, right? So it's called the cost price. Cost price. And sometimes I wonder why it's called the cost price. Isn't it just a cost? But I guess this works. So cost price is CP for short. And what the price you sold it for is called the selling price. Selling price, which makes sense. The price at which you sell is the selling price. And which is also written as SP for short, so that we don't have to write this big word again and again. And when your selling price is more than your cost price, like over here, you are a clever businessman. So you have SP minus CP is greater than 0. When this happens, in other words, SP minus CP greater than 0 is another way of saying SP is greater than CP. So when that happens, we say that you've made a profit. The price you sold it for is bigger than the price you bought it for. And how much is that profit? So we calculate that by just calculating what is SP minus CP. In this case, that's 12 minus 10. So SP minus CP, and that's equal to 2 rupees. And that 2 rupees is called your profit. Now you could have done it another way. You could have said, hey, I'm just selling this. I'm just doing this for fun. I went to the shop anyway. I don't really need extra money. So just give me 10 rupees for your pen. And when you do this, then what you've done is just sold it such that the selling price equals the cost price. And in this case, your profit is 0 rupees. Profit is 0 rupees. Now, you could have done it another way as well, if you think about it. What you could have done is that maybe you suddenly needed some money and you were hungry and you wanted to go to the canteen and you did not have any money. But everybody had a pen that day. So nobody really wanted to buy a pen. So you thought about it. You said, you know what? I know nobody here needs a pen, but I'm going to give this pen that I bought for 10 rupees for 9 rupees. And you know that there are people who, no matter, even if they do have a pen, they cannot resist such a discount. So they say, okay, I'm going to buy one. And then now what you've done is sold this pen such that the selling price is actually less than the cost price. Now you might have done this for many reasons, but when you do this, what you've done is called make a loss. Because your selling price was lower than your cost price. You bought it for 10 but sold it for just 9. And in this case, how much is that loss? The loss is, because the cost price is bigger than the selling price, we say the CP minus the SP, and that's equal to 1 rupee. A loss of 1 rupee. Over here it was the SP minus the CP, which was equal to a gain or a profit. A profit is also called a gain sometimes. A gain of 2 rupees. Now, if you're comfortable with negative numbers, there's another way to look at this, very similar but just slightly different way. So you can ask yourself, from 10, from my cost price, what should I do to get to my selling price? And if the answer is add 2, you do 10 plus 2 to go to 12. If you see a plus 2 here, then you can say it's a plus, so it's a profit. And the amount of the profit is 2 rupees. If you see a plus 0, or if you want to, you can put a minus 0 there, then whatever it is, as long as you see a 0, just a 0 over here, you can say it's neither a profit nor a loss. So 0 rupees. And if you have to go from 10 to 9, what must you do? 10 minus 1 is 9. So you write 10 minus 1 over here. 10 minus 1 equals 9. Then you can say, okay, I have to subtract to go to my selling price. Then I say a negative sign. So a negative means loss. And how much is that loss? It's 1 rupee.